Well, folks, here we again for the weekly forecast. And of course, during this past week, we had a couple precipitation events, pretty much light in regards to what we typically would receive at this time of the year. And they were underplayed by the models that were moving them out during the midweek period and showing most of Kansas having the best chance for some light shower activity, actually seeing that move toward the north. The good news or bad news, depending on how you want to look at it, is we did have some hard freeze conditions across the vast majority of the state, south central, southeast pockets of those areas. Did not get completely down to hard freezing area, but they did get frost conditions. So this should help, at least in terms of the soybean harvest. As of Sunday, we had about 44% of the crop harvested, and one of the main detriments was that we were dealing with green stem issues and some residual impacts of the heavy precipitation from 2 weeks ago. It looks like as we move forward in time over this next 7-day period, getting past today, we look like we're going to be relatively dry for the extended period, and that will help aid in the harvest activity. Corn is around 23% harvested. We would expect that to pick up dramatically once the soybean harvest is complete. Now, according to the upper air models, if we go to it today, what we are looking at is this trough of the western United States ejecting energy out, and we're seeing some high cloudiness associated with this, but we don't expect much in the way of precipitation as the mountains strip that moisture out. By tomorrow, we see this trough diving. We also see a ridge in advance of it, so that's going to start to warm our temperatures up. We're going to have a nice weekend. And as we get into the day on Monday, we're going to basically see this trough ejecting out, and that might lead us to some precipitation to the south, and it deepens as it moves to the east of us, and that's going to pull some more cold air down into our region. But it looks like most of what we're dealing with is high cloudiness, maybe just a shot of light precipitation as we get later into the week, and we'll see this ridge start to build in. This will also bring some freezing temperatures to those that have not got it, and we'll see this ridge in place, and it looks like it's going to hold off at least until the 27th of the month as we see this northwest flow ridging pattern basically staying stationary. So good news is that if we can get past this next 24-hour period, we do have an extended period of dry conditions that will promote good harvest activity. In terms of precipitation, if you look at the western United States, you can see that most of the precipitation is coming onshore in the Pacific Northwest, and that will basically remain in place. So they're going to see some tremendous volumes of precipitation, probably some localized flooding. The only other area of good precipitation is in the northeastern United States. Now, as we get into Monday, we'll start to see some of that moisture trying to make it into the central plains, but it looks like most of it's going to eject to the north of us and impact the Great Lakes. So once again, that's why we're calling for good conditions for harvest activity. We do notice that there is a little precipitation showing up as we get into the Wednesday, Thursday time frame, but it's very isolated. We'll keep track of this because this might actually increase as we go forward in time. So the best chance for precipitation as we get past this weekend will be next Thursday into Friday morning. The 8 to 14-day forecast indicates that we will see above normal temperatures as that high pressure system remains in place and blocks the movement of that low coming into the central plains. And in terms of precipitation, with that high pressure system, that low ejecting out the energy, most of the moisture will remain to the east of us as it pulls up that Gulf moisture. So for us, it looks like normal to below normal precipitation from next Thursday to the following Tuesday, and that will continue the excellent harvest activity weather for the state of Nebraska.